días.
Buenos días. Bienvenido.
Good morning. Welcome. We're going to get started with the press conference. One question per intervention, and please say your name and your company.
Press conference now. Please remember, we do one question per intervention, and please identify yourself before asking that question.
Hola, mister.
Hello, Victorio Calero, live for Real Madrid television. Tomorrow it's a great game. 2 out of the 3 last European champions. What kind of game you expect tomorrow against Manchester City? Thank you. Yep, it's a great game tomorrow, as you were saying. It's a very good opportunity for us to keep on progressing with more points in Champions League. And we know that tomorrow, Bernabéu will have a great Champions Night atmosphere against a rival that has been champions a few years ago. A few years ago. We are playing at home, and supporters and players, they all know what kind of game we're going to have, and we expect to play a good game tomorrow. Good morning, Xavi. José Luis Sánchez for Jugones. I don't know what's more difficult, to win the tax authorities as you've done in the last years, or to change the situation that we've been talking about in the last days. We are focused to face everything we have to do. There's a moment that we are going through. The team is convinced. The team is sticking together. Everybody's sure that we can win tomorrow. I think that there's no one that has any kind of doubt about it. But we have to play a good game for that, with a good rhythm, with good intensity. We have to compete. And we have no doubt about it. Hello, Xavi. Good morning. Fernando Burgos, Onda Cero. What explanation have you given after, in 4 days, your team played the best game of the season and one of the worst throughout the season? What happened in these 4 days? And do you regret on giving 2 days of vacation to the players and just facing one training session for the game against Celta? Well, after the game against Celta, we've drawn our conclusions, of course, but right now, we only have Manchester City in our mind. It's Champions League, we're playing in Bernabéu. I'm sure that the atmosphere will be special, will be different because of the energy that is created, and even among the players, and this is what we have in mind. Hello, Xavi. Javier Raez, Cadena Ser. I would like to ask you if you feel a little bit lonely. It seems that everybody's focusing on Xabi Alonso, press. I'm sure that you read, you listen to the different statements because the team is not playing the way you expected. Some players that complained. It seems that you're more together, although results are not arriving. I don't know if you feel a little bit lonely in this situation. Thank you. Well, there's a club, there's a team, and we all go hand in hand. And when you are the coach of Real Madrid, you have to be ready to face these situations in a calm way, in a relaxed way, feeling accountable for it. I feel confident, of course, that people are upset, but we want to create excitement. We are trying to change the situation, and in our mind, we all have Manchester City, Champions League, and this can change quickly for the good and for the bad. I think that things can change very quickly in football. We can change our vision, and this is the moment that we're going through. Hello, Xavi. Adrian Ford for El Desmarque. I would like to ask you, what do you think about some names that are sounding for the future, to replace you, so to speak? Well, as I've told you before, when you are the coach of Real Madrid, you need to be ready to face all these situations. And in my mind, I only have the game for tomorrow. Hello, Marquez de la Rocha, live for El Chiringuito. What message would you send to the supporters that are a little bit disappointed because of this negative spell? Well, I'm sure that the process is in parallel, right? And for tomorrow, and they will get excited as we are excited. We really want to play a good game and to get rid of this feeling that we had after Celta. Hello, Xavi. Nicole Menendez for Televisión Española. I would like to ask you, if you're able to forget about everything that is being said about your possible dismissal. Thank you. Well, my focus is on the next game. It's tomorrow against Manchester City, and this is what I can control. So I'm really focused on that. Xavi, game balague.
For CBS, when you come into any football team, the first thing that you want to change is tactics, culture. The tactics you can understand, the players can understand it, but the culture, is that the hardest thing to change in a football team when you first arrive?
No, it's not about changing. It's about adapting, because I knew pretty well the culture of Real Madrid. That's why it's the biggest club in the world, and you need to adapt it. You need to learn from it. And after there is a process. You need to have this interaction with the players, how we want to perform. Some days are good, sometimes are not that good. But from every game, we take steps. And now we are in this position right now. We have to face it with good energy, with positivity. That's the only way to turn it back and to have a better feeling.
Hi, Xabi. Ben Ransom from Sky Sports. With all these questions about your future, I just wonder, tomorrow you're facing Pep Guardiola. In that sense, is he the perfect opponent?
Sorry?
You're facing Pep Guardiola tomorrow. Is he, in that sense, the perfect opponent? Because there won't be a more popular man for you to beat in Madrid than beating Pep and Manchester City.
And the next one is the best one. So you need to face it. And not just myself. I think that the players and the fans, everyone knows, because they have faced against City so many times for the last years. What we are expecting. But for sure, it's a big challenge, but I see it as an opportunity at the moment.
Hola, Xavi, buenos días.
Hi, Xavi. Good morning. Miguel Ángel Díaz for Cadena COPE. You know Real Madrid very well, and you know Liverpool very well. I don't know if maybe there's some kind of comparison, but I would like to ask you about something that has happened with Salah in Liverpool. He's out of the team because of technical decision, because of a statement. Maybe it's a little bit eye-catching for you. The way they understand football there is different compared to the way we do here. And comparing this with what happened with Vinicius, maybe you think that this should have been managed in a different way with more support to the coach. Well, this decision has been made in Liverpool. Of course, I'm sure that we are missing many details of what's going on. And in no way I have to give to say anything about it. Hello, Xavi. Fernando Tavero for As newspaper. You have been saying that you feel supported by everybody. Do you think that the full team supports you? Yes.
Shimon Hafez from BBC Sport in England. Since leaving the Premier League in 2009, you've not gone back to an English club as a player or a manager.
Sorry, can you speak louder? Because I can see.
Since leaving the Premier League in 2009, you've not gone back to play for an English club or manage. Is that something you've got considerations for in the future, maybe?
Well, for sure, there's this bond with the English clubs, for sure with my former club. But at the moment, this is my place. This is where I want to be, and in the future, you never know what could happen.
Aquí Xavi, Lola.
Hello, Xavi. Lola Hernandez for Fox. I would like to ask you about Manchester City. What are you afraid the most about the team, taking into account the great condition that they are in the last games? Thank you. Well, it's Pep's team. I think that he's been in the club for 8 years with different stages, different teams, because things have been evolving. This year, he has... they've hired different players, and important players have led the team, but they have very recognizable things after all these years. We know them very well. We know what we're going to find, and they're going to be a great rival. Hello, Sergio Girantes from DAZN. On previous press conferences, you said that you had had conversations with the management, that there was a good situation before the games. I would like to know if after Celta or before tomorrow's game, you've been supported the same way. Communication is constant. We have unity. We are all sticking together. We're all together in this. And I have a good relationship with them. Hello, Xavi. Joel from Marca's newspaper. Maybe it's a little bit surprising that after beating Barcelona, the team has fallen a little bit, we would say. So if we analyze that game, Barca had won the last 4 games against Real Madrid, but the only negative thing was when Vinicius was upset. I would like to ask you if you would make this substitution again. Well, I don't understand the question, really. It was a decision that we made then. And if what I see on the pitch makes me make this decision, there's no doubt about it. Okay, last question, please. Hello, Juanma Sanchez for Radio Nacional. After the last 7 games that you've only won 2, and the difference, as Fernando Burgos was saying, between the best game of the season in Bilbao and with a terrible first hour against Celta, are you disappointed with the involvement that players have? No, we are all on the same boat. We have to go through positive and negative times without any kind of problem, and we need to believe that the next game is an opportunity. And tomorrow we have a very good game, a very exciting game for all of us, and we need to keep our eyes open to have that energy, so that Bernabéu enjoys what it sees. That emotional bond is very important tomorrow. It has to start from us, because if this happens, we'll have our chances to win. Thank you. Have a good day.
Comenzamos ahora la rueda de prensa con...
So we start with the player. Please, same procedure. You have to say your name and your company, please. Hello, Aurélien. Good morning. Here at the back, Victorio Calero live for Real Madrid television. So tomorrow we have a classic game. In the last seasons, you will play in Bernabéu against Manchester City. How much does this motivate to a player like you to play against Manchester City? No, it's always a pleasure to play champions, especially at home, against Manchester City, a great rival. And we want to win this game because it's going to be very important for us. But we are really looking forward to playing that game at home. Hello, Aurélien. Miguel Ángel Toribio live for Radio Marca. Xabi Alonso has been speaking about many things. He says that you have to play intensely tomorrow. Last season, Ancelotti was playing about the defensive collective commitment. I would like to ask you, do you think that the team can have a better attitude? I don't know if attitude, but if we don't win games, it is because we have to do things better. With and without the ball, and with the commitment of everyone, and we have to play better at the defense and offensive lines. We have to do things better to win games, and we hope to improve and we win more games, because what we're going through is not possible. Hello, Aurélien at the back. I would like to ask you about the relationship of the players with the coach. Many things have been said in the last months, and I would like to know if you all support him and if you see that support on a daily basis. Yeah, of course, we're all together. If we want to win games, we have to fight with the coach, with the team in the same direction. And in the end, we are on the pitch. We have to do things better on the pitch, and tomorrow we have a good opportunity to change the dynamic a little bit and to continue in Champions League with more points. Hello, Aurélien. Ruben Cañizares for ABC. There were 2 aspects in its first weeks of Xabi Alonso as your coach. First of all, advanced pressure and a very high defensive line. You did that in the US, but this has disappeared in the last weeks. I would like to ask if the players have asked Xabi Alonso that this demand of pressing that way is not that much, or maybe because this was decision, because maybe he thinks that it's not the best thing for the way you play. Well, we need to improve in this aspect. When we start the game, we want to put pressure on our rival, like, for example, Vigo or Bilbao. Sometimes we do things well, and sometimes we do it terribly. So we need to improve in that sense so that we can recover more balls and we can score goals and everything. Here, Tatiana Mantovani for TT Sports Brazil. Tomorrow you'll face a striker that is in a very good spell, Haaland. You have many defensive players that can't play. I'm sure that you've worked in some way with all the problems that you have because of this high pressure to defend a player, that if he turns his back on the defense can be really dangerous. Have you worked on this player specifically? Yeah, we're going to speak about the plan with the coach. We have many injured players at the defense line. And we, anyway, have players that can play in that positions with a very good level. And we need to defend all at once. And we need to be committed to play and to defend well. We are playing against a very good team, against Manchester City, with Haaland, that is a great player. But if we play at our level, we can win it. Hello, Aurélien. Ivan Martin for OK Diario. We've been talking about intensity. I would like to ask you about this intensity. If you understand that, as Valverde said before K-Dot game, in some games, there's a lack of intensity. How can this happen to a player of Real Madrid? Sorry, I didn't understand. Yeah, there's a lack of intensity with some players before K-Dot. Yeah, intensity. There's a lack of intensity, as Federico Valverde said. Yeah, well, we saw that against Celta de Vigo, and if we don't play with maximum intensity, it's going to be very difficult to win games. So we need to understand that in order to win this kind of games, we need to give our 100%. We didn't do that against Celta, and we have to do it tomorrow against City in Champions League. Hello, David Alvarez for El País. For this improvement that you think that the team needs, do you need more support by the team, by the coach, different instructions, some changes of the plan at some point, at some points in time, or maybe the players need to do things because the coach plan is enough? Well, for example, against Celta, I'm sure that the coach has a good strategy. But in the end, it's us, the players, who play on the pitch. And if we play at our level, we have more odds to win these games. If we lose 2-0, well, it was our problem on the pitch, as intensity or technical fouls, and you name it. So we shouldn't blame the coach. The point is that we need to improve. And we will. Okay, so last question, please. Aurélien, Gustavo Hoffman from ESPN. Regarding football, what do you expect from Manchester City? Do you expect that they have more possession, that you counter-attack Manchester City? About strategy, how do you face it? How do you face this kind of games against a team like Manchester City?
City is a really good team, especially with the ball. They love to keep the ball and to have the ball for a long time. So obviously tomorrow for us, it's gonna be a game where we're gonna have to be very compact as a team, especially when we defend, but also when we have the ball to create opportunities with our strikers, with our offensive plays. But it's gonna be a good game to watch, a good game to play, and we are looking forward to be at the stadium tomorrow to enjoy this game.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.